Capstan's SharpShooter technology retrofits most commercial applicators today. It works in concert with a standard rate controller and standard tips to produce a tip that can act like an infinitely variable tip that can change instantaneously. With this technology, you take a standard tip and for a particular chemical application, you size it to its largest rate. And then you also then size it to the largest speed at which the applicator will run through the field. That gives you the largest orifice you'll need for that application. We then attach a solenoid, a pulsing solenoid, to a standard drip check on a standard nozzle body. And that solenoid acts to reduce the flow through that tip to make that big tip act like a small tip at the appropriate speed and rates. And does so while maintaining pressure and droplet size through the entire flow change range. The SharpShooter has four basic features we'd like to illustrate today. In this demonstration, we're simulating a rate 10 gallons per acre, a test speed of 10 miles per hour, and a pressure about 45 to 50 psi. If we were to decrease the speed, normally the pressure on this system would go up. But in this case, the SharpShooter solenoid will adjust and create more flow through that tip and change just enough to keep that pressure constant. Let's change the speed from 10 miles per hour to 16 miles per hour. As we do that, the solenoid will change its cycling to make that tip larger. We're still at 10 gallons per acre with the new speed of 16 miles per hour, and we're maintaining that same pressure through the same tip, which means even though the flow is changing through that tip, the droplet size is still the same. And we pick that tip that our given pressure gives a droplet spectrum that's precise for that chemical. Likewise, if we decrease the speed, we would normally see the pressure drop. Okay, so solenoid will change its cycling to make this tip act like a smaller tip by decreasing the flow through it. We've just gone to a speed reduction of 16 miles per hour down to 8 miles per hour. Our rate is the same, but pressure is still at that 45 to 48 psi through the same tip, which remains we have that same droplet size, the same pattern. That's a 2-to-1 speed reduction, which normally is a 4-to-1 pressure reduction. In this case, because of the working of the solenoid, we're able to change the flow while maintaining that pressure. Another feature of the Capstan in-command SharpShooter technology is the ability to enhance drip control. We're already using a drip reduction tip. In most often cases, producers or applicators, when they motor into the field, they'll slow down to further reduce their pressure. The SharpShooter in command, we can change that pressure on the go without changing speed or rate. In this case, we're running 8 gallons per acre at 16 miles per hour. We have our SharpShooter dialed in for pressure between 48 or 50 psi. Now we come to drip control area. We'll simply just dial down the pressure. The solenoid adjusts the cycle such that the tip acts like a bigger tip. We're running 8 gallons per acre. 16 miles per hour, we're still maintaining that speed, or with that lower pressure, the same tip, which gives us bigger droplets and fewer fines. To further enhance that capability, when we're in the drip reduction mode, the larger droplets also means fewer droplets, which means we lose coverage. So with this technology, we have the ability to increase our rate to increase our droplet count while maintaining that same low pressure and maintaining that same drift control. When we get done, we simply flip back to the lower rate and dial back to the higher pressure, and we're back in the middle field spraying at an optimum pressure and optimum droplet size. The next feature that people really like is the ability of the system to shut off instantaneously and turn on instantaneously. Since the flow is controlled right at the solenoid here, when I shut off my master spray boom, the whole boom goes off instantaneously. And since I'm maintaining pressure at this point and flow at this point, when I turn on that master switch, every nozzle comes on instantaneously. Along with that, I have the ability to shut off nozzles by section. It's done automatically, but I will demonstrate manually here in this demo. Shut off boom section 1. That nozzle goes off. The pressure is maintained. The flow is maintained. I can shut off section 2. Section 3. Flow is maintained, speed is maintained, pressure is maintained, droplet size is maintained to the slave tip.